Hey guys, it's Das. I'm recapping this week's Heartbreaker of a War versus Castaways. It was a win, and we're that close to being in for playoffs. But unfortunately, we ended up losing 58-56. There were some pretty heroic performances this war, especially from like Bion. You're going to see right here with the six-pack 11v11 and just numerous six packs amongst our nines. It was really hard selecting which ones I'd show to fit underneath the 15-minute limit, but I made the tough decisions, and here we go. I'm not going to bother talking through Sir Williams hits, as I don't quite understand 11v11 enough to intelligently comment. All I can say is he is running a variant of the State Farm Army that highly active introduced to our Town Hall 10s. It's been very efficient for him, and I think he is top 5 in potentially MLCW for 11v11 hits. So he's just kicking ass and keeping us in these tight matchups. And like I said, six-pack this war kept it close, but unfortunately we were not able to land any 10v10s this war to close that 2-star gap. Castaways came in just spitting fire and kicking ass, and they just had an incredible hit rate against our 9s and 10s and 11s, so all stages of the matchup. But all in all, it was a solid war for us. Our 9s were above league average. Our 10s struggled a little bit, and our 11s just absolutely kicked ass with perfect on dips and six packs on their 11s. So unfortunately we lost, which means we are out of the running for playoffs in our first season of MLCW. But it was a hell of a season. We started 0-4 against some pretty soft teams, unfortunately, while we were still kind of adjusting to the competitive landscape. But once we partnered with highly active and kind of had our teeth cut a little bit more on the competitive scene, we were able to rip off a nice 4-win streak in the middle of the season to put us within, reach of the playoffs. All we had to do to get there was beat the number 1 and number 3 teams to finish the season. So we finish next week against Iron Horse, which is the current number 1 team in the division. Looking forward to a good one, but since we're already eliminated, my plan is to, run as many folks as we can to finish off the season with a little celebration and just kind of see how it goes. So, it's been a great season. It was definitely a roller coaster, but I can say with 100% confidence that we finished on a high note. I think we are much better than when we started, and that's a lot to do with the highly active guys kind of taking us under their wing a little bit and offering guidance, as well as the individual efforts of our leadership, running boot camps and assisting me with war plans and negotiations, and just really stepping up to the plate. It was definitely a team effort to get here. We have the potential to finish 5-5 in our first competitive season, which is nothing to hang our heads on. And I think if nothing else, we'll win the Miss Congeniality Prize for just having 10 weeks of easy negotiations and cordial relationships with some great teams in our Division 2. It's been a great experience. We'll decide after the season whether we're going to roll with MLCW again or potentially look at NDL. And once we make that decision, we'll announce it and go from there. But like I said, all in all, it's been just an absolute treat to be the leader during our first competitive season. After 4 years of being a clan, starting 1 month after the game did. This was a big endeavor for us to really take that step to league play. So we're certainly glad we did it. We think it prepared us to kick ass in the Reddit War tournament, which is starting here shortly. We've typically finished 3rd there, so we're hoping after a season of this, we'll be able to take these lessons and come in swinging pretty hard in the RWT, aka the Reddit War tournament. So, it's been a great couple months doing this. We've done NDL these past couple weeks at the same time, which was a little stressful at times, but it was kind of a nice addition to our resume, I suppose. So yeah, so with the 9s starting, we're going to kind of look at a couple different hits. We're going to look at some tri-zap, some witches, some hogs, and some TDH, a little bit of everything. So we're going to start off with the tri-zap from Spud. Longtime member, went to a little semi-retirement, but he's recently come back, and it didn't take him much time at all to get back in the swing of things. And so we're going to have him here rocking one of the hits the high active guys have kind of given to us and coached us with this tri-zap, drag loon. It's a fun little hit, and the basic idea, which I've talked about before, is basically taking out 2 of the ADs and using the baby drag on that side to kind of help set the funnel. Spud was pretty smart right there, trying to sneak the loon onto the distracted archer tower, but it was sammed, so didn't get quite the value, but it was a good thought. So on the other end, he's going to use his BK to kind of funnel in his archer queen for the one of the 2 remaining ADs, and basically set that other edge of the funnel. And kind of in between the 2, while it's still developing, just not to waste time. I really like this part about the hit. He goes ahead and starts the main stage of the attack, which is basically drags and the loons. And he's going to rage them into the sweeper, into the CC, and into the AQ, which is what you want to do when you only have 1 spell. So it's just absolute perfect little setup here. The drags and the loons are just pushing straight through that rage, cleaning up the archer queen, cleaning up the CC. They're going to get that sweeper. And, as they kind of come in range of that final AD, he drops the back end CC lava and some loons. And as you'll see with the rest of this hit, it's GG already. I probably could have sped it up at this point because he absolutely just smashes this thing. And he was smart. He held on to his haste when he saw that Tesla farm. I probably would have dropped it right about here to get those loons in a little bit quicker. It's a little late on the drop, but it's okay. Ends up working out. The loons split and help kind of clear the split defenses. So just absolute smashes base. Like I said, I had to pick 4 of nearly 8 fresh triples. And it was just kind of funny. We either fresh triple to base or it took us 4 hits. So it was there was no media in between this 4. So great job, Spud. Good to have you back on the roster, and hopefully you stick around. So hopping down just 1, we're going to look at Adida. He has been with us all season. This is a 6-pack of war. We're actually going to look at 2 of his hits just because they are totally different. This first one is going to be a TDH hit, which is basically the queen charge into the base for the CC, the AQ, 2 ADs. So what you see here is he's setting one edge of the funnel with the Wiz down at 6, which was cheap, and then basically using his BK and 2 Wiz at 3 o'clock to basically force his queen to go towards kind of 5. So he's going to break her in. Well, it's funny, actually. He doesn't have to break her in because the BK breaks through. But with a single poison, he's able to neutralize the queen and the CC, which is just absolute killer value. So great job of that positioning there, buddy. The queen, for once in her little life, does some awesome pathing here and immediately takes out the second AD. And you kind of see here with the Expo focusing on the AQ, he's free to basically keep charging her deeper and deeper in the base, just getting monster value for this queen charge. So I think at this point he's probably about to start the air phase. The queen will naturally step down and take out that third AD, which is just huge value. And what he's going to do is he's going to send these hounds through the base to pick up as many of these red bombs as he can. And you see they pick up probably about half of them. And basically just tasting the loons in behind them once those red bombs are cleared. And just most of your spells are going to the air phase of this attack, besides a single rage for that AQ walk originally. And he just absolutely flattens this thing. The AQ is sitting at full health. He's got haste galore. He's just tearing this thing apart. So again, I probably could fast forward to this part, so apologies. I need to kind of work on that on my part. But But as you see, just a totally dominant hit. He's able to clear 3 ADs with his queen charge and the AQ and the CC. So monster hit, a prime example of a TDH. Back end minions to kind of help the cleanup, and yeah, so it just probably one of my favorite hits right now, and something that we definitely see a lot in Echo. On top of the Trizap Wiz, Trizap Dragaloon, and I would say there's probably 2 of the most popular hits next to Hogs. So it's pretty varied, like we're gonna see in this video. We aren't just a witch clan, we aren't just a hog clan. We kind of bring it all, which is something I like. It keeps us hitting right at about the league average right now for our 9s. So it's kind of hard to build against us, and we're able to kind of use each other's strengths to clear these things. So this one is Adita again. This is actually a nice hog hit I liked. It's kind of one of my favorites, kind of queen walk, setting one edge of the funnel. Great value for the baby drag here once that archer tower is distracted. And basically he's going to walk his queen from 9 o'clock towards basically 7. He's setting the edge and he's working his way towards the defending AQ. So once he kind of has that edge set, the queen is walking the direction he wants. He's going to start phase 2, which is basically a golem, a BK, and CC bowlers coming in right at 7 o'clock. It's an easy funnel, kind of with those exterior walls. So he's taking advantage of that. And while the queen works her way through that lava hound, CC, he's starting the second phase. So apologies for the Wi-Fi signals, by the way. I'm not sure. I kind of stepped away from the router for a little bit, so that was a little goofy. But anyway, so he's got the funnel. He's set. He's got the jump and the rage in for his bowlers, his hounds. What you see is he's just gutting the core of this base, getting that nice L shape that we talk about with hog and loon hits. So it was great identification on that base. Basically seeing he can really gut the core and form that L. Like I said, this is obviously a fresh hit, so good value with that first heal, clearing 3 Teslas and the Wizard Tower, and kind of taking those skellies a little bit. And again, he's very patient with the second heal, almost too patient for my taste, but he does it well. Perfect positioning of the heal again, and you can see just there's great spring traps. He probably would have smashed this thing with 18 hogs left over, not for some great spring trap positioning. So absolutely smashes it. 2 hits, both fresh triples, hogs and loons. So congratulations, man. It was a great work for, really kind of helped us keep us in the game of that 6-pack. So well done, buddy. So we're actually going to look at a witch hit next. This is a specialty of Baby Dove. He does it almost like no other, and I love his identification of a base. So he's running the healers down the side without the ADs, golems down the other side without the splash. This base was just perfect for this hit. It was absolutely designed for this adjustment, with all the splash away from the basically healerless witches. So he gets his 2 funnels set, and he's going to basically send in the kill squad. Pretty basic witch slap stuff. Basically just gut it from the inside, while those witches with healer and golem support just absolutely walk down the sides and strip the edge of this base. So the witch killer triggers. Yeah, it wasn't quite a witch killer, as he was mentioning a small ball on that one. Oh, what's up, cats? But basically what you see is the 2 golems are in the base, just absolutely eating up these point defenses. Ballers staying safe behind. He's not even touched his AQ yet, and he's not going to till the very end. It just absolutely smashes his base. So this was just a great example of base identification, seeing its weaknesses and knowing your own strengths, and basically quickly jumping on a base before somebody else sees you hit that might not be as designed for it. So absolute smashing of a hit by Baby Dove, aka Throck. So congratulations, man. I think you 6-packed with Baby Dove, and we're 1% short of 6-packing with Wizard of War, your other 9. So just monster war on your part. So congratulations. We kind of saw that all season.